Have you ever felt really f***ing stupid?
Let me just come on here and make this very clear to the LGBTQ plus nonsense. Stop making videos trying to appeal to me. I'm not going to support your cause.
I'm talking about insufferably f***ing stupid. The stupidest in the world will look no further and have no doubt because I have found the stupidest individual on planet Earth. Hold on, what? Oh, you better believe it, buddy. I mean, just watch this.
I'm not going to support your cause. I used to when I was in the world before I came into the truth because I didn't know no better. But now, let me tell you something. I don't approve of nothing Jesus says signed up.
Oh, shut all that shit up. And don't trust me, you still don't know shit. But wait, don't go. We still have so much more to learn. So, let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? Nah, I'm playing. What's going on, y'all? My name is Doku D. Today, we're going to be talking about this TikTok creator called Shy Forever. To paint you a picture, this is an individual under religious psychosis in every sense of the word. She made a video denouncing her support for the LGBTQ community because of Christianity, because Jesus doesn't co-sign homosexuality and Jesus doesn't co-sign trans people, trans identities. This is obviously a very disgusting and depraved take, a very stupid thing. But before I go any further, I just want to say, f that nigga Jesus and f you, bruh. I am so sick of ignorant ass niggas coming online and morally positing themselves as if your shit is the truth. Stop saying you know the truth. Stop saying you know. You don't know shit. You have faith. That's the point. And let me make this clear right now. If your faith, whoever's watching this, if your faith supersedes your love for people, if you find yourself thinking you're a chosen one while people overseas starve and die and get bombed and crazy shit, people not overseas in the US are homeless, starve and die of sickness and can't afford this and can't afford that, but you're thanking God because you found your keys this morning, and you're thanking God because washing the dishes wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be, that he held your hand or whatever the if your faith has you look at other people and say what they're doing is wrong when they're doing it with other consenting adults, it's between them and they're not hurting anybody. If your faith does any of those things or anything related to that, get the fuck off my channel. You're a piece of shit. I don't want you here, bro. I don't want you here. Fuck yeah, I'm virtue signaling. I'm sick of giving Christianity respect as if that's what you need to love people when you could just love people without Christianity. We don't need this fake, stupid to mix in the waters and confuse people and all this other shit. Have faith in your fellow man. If we all had faith in each other, the way some niggas have faith in Jesus, a nigga they've never seen, touched, but oh my God, your family member didn't die while thousands of others did. You get this while millions of other people did not. But God is real and you've experienced miracles. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm sick of giving Christianity respect. I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of it because of the damage it's caused. I'm sick of it for all the good things that have happened that Christianity takes credit for instead of people who work to make this shit happen. And I'm sick of it because of people like this, because these people get comfortable about disrespecting the identities of thousands and millions of people and their struggles and their heartaches and minimizing their experience, their sexuality down to its lust, down to its perversion, all because of a you can't even prove exist. You felt the shiver down your spine one time while whatever the fuck was happening to you, and that means God exists, and so now it's okay for you to follow that Bible to a T and be homophobic, be transphobic, not even do the research. You don't even do no fucking research. You just think you know shit that you haven't researched about. You don't know what gender affirming care is. You don't know what gender dysphoria is. You don't know about any of that shit. But you just talk because you never wanted to know. You just wanted to hate. That's all you ever gave a about. So stop pretending like your take has any amount of authority to it when your only fucking backing is faith. I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick of it, bruh. I have no more tolerance for Christianity. I just don't. I really don't. Even the people that don't get to this point that still support and do good things, why lend your identity to Christianity, something with so much disgusting shit? I'm not going to sit and act like there's nothing good about Christianity, but why even bother with all this disgusting shit in Christianity when you could just not be a Christian? Why would you ever want to associate yourself with something like this when God instructs the Israelites to spare young women who have not had relations in Numbers 31 to 18 states, but save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man? Or another translation, but all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. Another translation, but keep alive for yourselves all the young girls who have not known a man intimately. So for obvious reasons, I don't need to tell you why that's wrong, but also, why would you want to be associated with something that permits slavery? Exodus 21, 1 through 23. When a man strikes his slave, male or female, with a rod, and the slave dies under his hand, he shall be avenged. But if the slave survives a day or two, he is not to be avenged, for the slave is his money. Another translation, and if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. New Testament, Old Testament, it just changes forms. God's not supposed to change anyway. I'm not trying to hear it. But with that, we're gonna watch some of this video, and I'm gonna interject here and there and address whatever garbage points she has to make. So let's start it.
Let me just come on here and make this very clear to the LGBTQ plus nonsense. Stop making videos trying to appeal to me. I don't care, because this is the bottom line. I'm not going to support your cause. I used to when I was in the world before I came into the truth, because I didn't know no better. But now, let me tell you something. I don't approve of nothing Jesus ain't signed off. I am not going to support your cause.
All I wanted to say about this is imagine being such a yes man, disgusting coward that you grovel to the feet of some dude you can't even prove exists. Doesn't matter about the struggles of people. You don't approve of nothing Jesus doesn't co-sign, without question. You just follow like cattle. You are, bro, if there's one thing I hate, it's a coward, bro. A coward like this that just follows. You don't think to question, you don't think to research, you don't think to empathize, you just follow, hoping and praying you get into those pearly gates. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not going where you think you're going. This ain't the flex you think it is either. It's disgusting. This shit pisses me off so much because people have taken their lives over the amount of hatred they have gotten for being who they are, for simply being who they are, right? And the people who have pushed out this hatred, some of them, not all of them, some of them back it with Christianity. And it's disgusting to me that we have lost good and honest lives because of something that permisses slave, just a slop book, us old, disgusting way of thinking. And because of this, partly we've lost lives because of the hatred, because of families who have centered themselves around Jesus, right? Ostracizing their own family members because their family members don't like the opposite sex, or their family members identify as a different gender. It's disgusting. And the idea that you would come on here and say you don't care for Jesus, bro, I can't say what I want to say, but I don't want nothing good for you in your life. Roll the next clip.
I am not going to use a platform to go and tell children that it's okay, little boys, that it's okay to sleep with little boys, and little girls that it's okay to sleep with little girls, and tell my children or any other children it's okay to cut off your genital parts and cosplay another gender. I'm not going to do it. And if you don't like it, you don't like it.
This is what I be talking about with that malicious ass need to mischaracterize what it means to be LGBTQ, what it means to be trans. First and foremost, weirdo, we shouldn't be talking to kids about sex, about anything, unless it's how to have it safely. That's it. Kids don't need to be doing that shit anyway, but we live in the real world and we know that's not happening. But if they are going to engage with whoever they choose who's of their age, it needs to be safe. That's what's important. But notice how you go straight to sex, and you go there because you're wishing to mischaracterize and make it seem like it's this depraved fucking thing, and it's not. We're saying it's okay for boys to love other boys, for girls to love other girls. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that shit. The same way there's nothing wrong with a boy loving a girl loving a boy. But you niggas have a problem with that shit. Why? Because Jesus said so. It's so fucking stupid. You would be hard pressed to be able to demonstrate the harm that comes from that. I'm gonna tell you, there's none, because there's nothing fucking wrong with it. You people are just hateful for no reason. And then let's talk about that mischaracterization of what it means to be trans. Cutting off your this, cutting off it. This is why I said you don't know what gender affirming care is. You motherfuckers, you niggas always pivot straight towards cutting off your genitals. First off, in the standards of care, you can't even get bottom surgery done until you're 18 plus. You really can't, unless it's special use cases. Like, for example, like the person is emancipated and they are their own adult, like they essentially govern themselves. But regardless of that, no one is going around telling children it's okay to do that. That's number one. Number two, gender affirming care isn't just cutting parts of your body off or getting surgeries. Gender affirming care is sometimes changing your pronouns, having people affirm you by your pronouns, dressing in ways that make you feel affirmed in your gender, doing things that help you affirm with your gender. Like, gender affirming care is all these things. It can even be hormones, but it's on a need-to-need basis for their specific personalized care. If they need that to feel better, if giving them hormones keeps them alive, keeps them not idealizing, taking themselves out of this world, then that's what a caring parent would do. And whether you take hormones or get puberty blockers or go through puberty, there will be irreversible changes to your body regardless. Well, what if they regret it later? First off, the regret rates are low. When people do regret it or when they do choose to detransition, it's usually because of societal stigma, because of people like you who make them feel bad for it. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. There are many trans people who didn't have the opportunity to go through gender affirming care when they were younger because they're older now or they're part of an older generation that didn't accept that shit. And now they've had to live their life in a way that they would have preferred not to because of people like you. And you're still trying to perpetuate that shit. You make me sick, bro. And trans people aren't cosplaying shit. A trans woman is a woman. A trans man is a man. Gender isn't inherently tied to your physical makeup, but also human sex as we know it is much more varied than just X and Y or XX. There's phenotypic things that mark your sex. There's genotypic things. We use gender in reference to how, social norms and shit all the time. Gender and sex are not synonymous. If they were, we would have fucking women cats and women chinchillas and shit. Because animals are also creatures with sex. We don't call chinchillas women and we don't call goddamn dogs men because there's no social thing there. There's a social thing between us because we talk and speak and understand each other. We understand as a society that there are certain typical things that are associated with being a man, certain typical things associated with being a woman. So again, there's a neurological side to this, societal and social side to this, even physical side that isn't as black and white as you people like to make it seem. But who am I kidding? You don't care about any of that shit. You just want to remain ignorant and be lazy. So I guess roll the next clip.
But it is the truth. And just like the Bible says, there ain't nothing you can do against the truth apart from come online and cry. I don't care if this platform go down to 0. You can unfollow if you want. I've been telling you from the jump. Because guess what? I do not care. I don't care. What now? What we gonna do? We gonna cry? Because I'm still going to come on here and tell you that if you don't change, you're going to burn. It's that simple. Jesus says you ain't getting in his kingdom if you don't get in. I don't understand why the one thing people love to attack as a sin is homosexuality. Because it's the one sin humans love to pretend ain't no sin. We don't mind accepting murder, lying, stealing, fornication, none of that. But when it comes to sleeping with the same sex, it's like we just can't read when it comes to scripture. It is there for a reason. It is perversion. And I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to teach my kids that mess neither. And if you do not like it, you don't like it. Because understand one thing, I don't feel no type of way because I was never looking for friends online. My friend be Jesus.
Is anything else that really needs to be said? No, not really. Lady, I hope your life, the remainder of it, is as unpleasant as it can be. I think there's something to be said about the whole, what are we gonna do? Cry? This bravado she has, she shouldn't feel safe doing this. That's all. I feel like people shouldn't be safe. I feel like people shouldn't feel safe coming out and devaluing the experiences of millions of people and minimizing it down to perversion, like a idiot would do. I just feel like people shouldn't be safe doing shit like that because whether you want to believe it or not, it does cause harm, especially people with big platforms, galvanizing people who already think this way and making them feel comfortable to come out and say stuff like this. Words have power, and that's something I will consistently push on this channel. I take words seriously, bro. Like, for you to come out and say that, I want the worst for you and anybody who supports you. That's just how I feel. And you know what else is super sad about this is that this is a black woman we're talking about, right? A black woman defending a book that defends slavery. A black woman defending a book that defends misogyny, right? I'm not sure about your ancestors, but this religion was taught to people who look like you, who were slaves. It was beaten into them until they started to believe in it and live by it. It was beaten into them. The names, the culture, it was beaten into them. And yet here you stand years and years later defending it, despite the fact that its values have worked to disenfranchise the people who look like you, the people who came before you. You owe every right you have right now to people who were beaten behind this religion. You make me sick. But with that, that's kind of be the end of this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do all those wonderful, beautiful things. Give it a hype. I'd really appreciate that. All those things help. If you want to go a little extra mile, you can also join my membership. Starts at $1. You don't have to do that, but if you do, I would really appreciate it. And I appreciate y'all, everything y'all do. I'm gonna see y'all niggas later. Peace.